Hi guys, welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you how to cook crab cakes, how to bake some crab cakes with vegetables. These are just frozen crab cakes that I got from Aldi. But I just wanted to make something quick and easy for my husband and I and be able to use some squash that my mother-in-law had given me that I wanted to use up before it went bad. So that's why I threw this all together. So I thought I'd make a video and maybe this will give you some ideas, or just to show you that you can bake frozen patties of any kind in the sun, just like this. So first of all, before I got my vegetables all cooked up and everything, I went ahead and set up my solar oven in the sun so it could go ahead and preheat. Then I got if you've watched my pizza making video, you'll know that this is my cast iron pizza pan. I went ahead and greased that with bacon fat, and I really am liking this pizza pan. It's a really good shape for fitting inside the solar oven, especially since it has these short little handles versus a long stick handle. It fits really well at the center of the solar oven, and it utilizes a lot of that space in the middle, so there's not a lot of space lost. And so I'm really enjoying this. Also, if you've seen some of my other videos, I use this clear wok lid, and it actually fits perfectly on top of this skillet. So both of those things together, this is like one of my favorite things to use in my solar oven, especially if I'm not making a soup. You know, if I have a soup, I have some other pots that are a lot deeper. But if you're needing to make like just a meat and vegetable dish, this pizza pan is perfect for that because it's got a lot of space on it, but it doesn't have a lot of depth. All right, so I just wanted to show you what the weather was like, to show you what I had to work with. It wasn't great. It was fairly cloudy. The sun came out a little bit, and so, I mean, the food got cooked, but it took a lot longer than it would have on a very sunny day. But I just wanted to show you this in case you're wondering how much sun you need to cook things. So here is my greased pizza pan in the sun. You can see that wok lid fits perfectly over top of it. And this is preheating and getting nice, and I wanted that grease to kind of melt down a little bit before I added the vegetables. These are the ingredients that I used. It's really simple, you can see. Just squash, onions, minced garlic, and then frozen crab cakes. Super easy. All right, so first I cut up the onions and sprinkled minced garlic, and I set that out in the sun just because I like to have onions cooked more than the other vegetables. I like to have those cooked down. I probably should have sauteed them before putting them in the sun, but I just didn't. Then I cut up the squash and put that in. And then after that cooked for about 30 minutes, I added the crab cakes. And they were frozen, so so let me start over. I should have probably let them thaw a little more, but I don't really like thawed crab cakes. That's kind of gross to think about. So, okay, this would have been a lot more successful and a lot faster if the sun had been brighter today. But because I was dealing with mostly clouds and whatever, the crab cakes got cooked. They actually did get brown, and I had to flip them halfway through after cooking for about an hour. But my husband and I like things a little crispy, so I cheated and I went ahead and finished everything off in my oven just to get it kind of crispy on the outside. I only had to cook it for like maybe 10 minutes, and then the last 5 minutes I broiled it just to, I like to get that crust on it. Now, one thing I will say is, one really nice thing is finishing it off in the oven after it had been cooking in the sun for 2 hours. Something really nice happened, okay? If you're just gonna cook a crab cake in a regular oven, I don't know, you cook it for like 20, 25 minutes or something, and it cooks it, it bakes it, but the heat, the heat for some reason doesn't stay very long in the crab cake. Now, here's what's really nice about having cooked this in the sun is, you know, like when you slow cook something or if you pressure cook something, it tends to retain heat throughout the meal versus losing heat. So I have to say that while eating this crab cake, I was pleasantly surprised at the fact that the crab cake was warm, nice and warm the entire meal. So that's what's really cool about cooking in the sun is that your food it has that really deep heat, because just like you would get from a slow cooker, when things have been slow cooked, it retains heat for a longer time. I'm not exactly sure why, because I'm not a scientist, but I'm just telling you what I came across. So it was, I don't know, I was pleasantly surprised. I'm a person who, I like to eat my food while it's warm. I don't like when my warm food gets cold. So that was just a really nice thing I wanted to mention. Had a nice deep heat to it. So it was really good. And this is just something that you can do if you don't have a lot of time to prepare a meal. You just cut up some vegetables and stick a frozen patty of some kind of meat or whatever. Just stick it in the sun, and then you'll have dinner in a few hours and you can do something else with your time. So hopefully this gives you some ideas, and thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day.